They told you following Jesus would make your life better, but they forgot to mention it might cost you everything. This isn't a feel-good message. This is a warning, because the path to heaven is narrow, and most people will not walk it. The question is, will you? Chapter 1. The Wide Gate and the Worn Path of Compromise. Matthew 7 verses 13 to 14. Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction, and those who enter by it are many. For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few. There is a path worn smooth by the feet of millions. It looks safe, it feels familiar. It offers no resistance, no pain, and no discomfort. It's the path of compromise, convenience, and cultural conformity. It's the road most traveled, and it leads to eternal death. And yet beside it, almost hidden and overgrown, is another road. A narrow, winding, rugged path that seems to defy the instincts of the flesh. Few dare walk it, fewer still stay upon it. This is the narrow road, and Christ said it leads to life, but not without cost. This road is where holiness begins, and holiness is where everything must die. Pride, vanity, reputation, comfort, ease, even relationships. The moment you step foot on it, you'll feel the pull of the world trying to drag you back. You'll feel the ache in your soul as the Spirit begins to carve out the idols hidden deep within. 2 Timothy 3 verse 12. Indeed, all who desire to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will be persecuted. This road doesn't merely require belief, it demands sacrifice. It is not enough to attend church, raise your hands in worship, and post Bible verses on your social media. If your holiness doesn't cost you something, you're still walking the wide road in disguise. True holiness will separate you. It will set you apart. It will make you look foolish to the world. You'll be mocked, misunderstood, and even hated. John 15 verse 19. If you were of the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. You cannot be holy and popular. You cannot pursue both righteousness and reputation. You cannot walk the narrow road and carry with you the baggage of worldly comfort. Something has to go, and it won't be the road. It will be you. That's the mystery and the miracle of holiness. As you walk the hard road, you are being remade. The old self is crucified day by day. Your desires shift. Your pleasures change. What once thrilled your flesh now grieves your spirit. This is not easy, but it is right. Luke 9 verse 23. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. The wide road is filled with ease and ends in destruction. The narrow road is paved with blood and tears, but it leads to glory. Where are your feet standing? Ephesians 5 verse 1. Therefore be imitators of God as beloved children. If this message stirred something in your soul, if you feel the Spirit calling you to walk the narrow road, then don't walk this journey alone. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We're just getting started, and in the next chapter, we'll expose the hidden idols that keep many from ever finding the narrow path. Stay awake, stay separate, stay holy. Chapter 2. The idols you didn't know you had. Exodus 20 verse 3. You shall have no other gods before me. We may not bow down to golden calves or burn incense to statues, but modern idolatry is alive and well, and it's silently pulling many off the narrow path. Today's idols wear different faces: comfort, entertainment, reputation, relationships, careers, and even self. What is an idol? It's anything you love, trust, or obey more than God. It's anything that steals your devotion, and many believers, unknowingly, are yoked to idols they refuse to lay down. You say Jesus is Lord, but do you run to Him first, or do you run to your phone? You proclaim Christ reigns, but are you more concerned with how you're perceived online than how you're seen in heaven? Matthew 6 verse 24. No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. The narrow road demands surrender, and idols are weights that must be cast off. Holiness isn't just avoiding bad things, it's the violent, joyful removal of anything that competes with Christ in your heart. That includes your ambitions, your hobbies, even relationships. Consider Abraham. When God asked for Isaac, the son of promise, Abraham obeyed. Why? Because he feared the Lord more than he clung to the gift. Can you say the same? 1 John 5 verse 21. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. You might say, but this isn't a sin, it's just part of my life. Yet the question isn't whether something is sinful, it's whether it's slowing your pursuit of holiness. Paul wrote, all things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. The narrow road isn't about how close to the world you can walk, it's about how close to Christ you're willing to get. This journey will cost you your comforts, it will cost you convenience, but most painfully, it will cost you your idols. And that's the test, not of discipline, but of love. Luke 14 verse 33. So therefore any one of you who does not renounce all that he has cannot be my disciple. Let that sink in. Jesus didn't ask for some things, he asked for everything. Holiness isn't cheap, it isn't easy, it's war against every rival love. And that war must begin in your own heart. Hebrews 12 verse 1. Let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Lay it down. Whatever you've been holding tighter than Jesus, surrender it. You cannot carry idols and a cross at the same time. Chapter 3. The cross you must carry. Luke 9 verse 23. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Too many want the crown of life without the cross of Christ. They want the blessings of salvation, but not the blood of sacrifice. But Jesus didn't just call us to believe, he called us to die. Carrying your cross is not a poetic metaphor. It's a brutal, daily decision to die to your own will, your own desires, and your own comfort. The narrow road is not just hard because of external trials. It's hard because it requires the death of you. You will have to walk away from things that once defined you. You will be mocked, misunderstood, and marginalized. True holiness will cost you your place in this world, because this world will never understand a man who walks with God. Galatians 2 verse 20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. The Christian life isn't about self-improvement, it's about self-crucifixion. That's why holiness is so rare. It costs too much. It costs your pride. It costs your autonomy. It costs your ability to say, I'll do what I want. The broad road promises freedom, but ends in death. The narrow road demands death, but leads to life. What a paradox. Yet this is the way of the cross. Romans 12 verse 1. I appeal to you therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. God isn't just asking for your Sunday morning. He's asking for your whole life, your body, your thoughts, your habits, your time, and he wants it laid on the altar every single day. We often pray for revival, but revival begins at the altar of sacrifice. You want to be used by God? Then you must be broken by God. You must be emptied of self to be filled with him. Philippians 1 verse 29. For it has been granted to you that for the sake of Christ, you should not only believe in him, but also suffer for his sake. This is the narrow road, suffering, self-denial, and surrender. But on this road, Christ walks with you. And when he calls you to carry a cross, it's only because he carried one first. And he never asks for more than he gave. 2 Timothy 2 verse 11. The saying is trustworthy, for if we have died with him, we will also live with him. Death to self is not the end, it's the doorway. True holiness may cost you everything, but it leads to the one thing worth having, Jesus. Chapter 4. The world will hate you. John 15 verse 19. If you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, Therefore the world hates you. This is the cost of the narrow road: rejection, isolation, misunderstanding. The very moment you decide to walk in holiness, you declare war on the world's values. You step out of step with culture and step into alignment with Christ, and the world will hate you for it. Why? Because your light exposes their darkness. Your righteousness disturbs their compromise. Your devotion to Christ is a rebuke to their rebellion. And even if you say nothing, your life will speak, and what it says will provoke fury. 1 John 3 verse 13. Do not marvel, my brothers, if the world hates you. We were warned. The hatred of the world isn't a glitch in the Christian life. It's a feature. Jesus never promised popularity. He never said following him would win you friends. He said it would cost you everything, and that includes your reputation. The modern church often waters this down. We are told to blend in, to be relatable, to make Jesus more palatable to a world that hates him. But Jesus never asked us to make him look attractive. He told us to pick up our cross and follow him. James 4 verse 4. Do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. This is a hard truth, but it is a holy one. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot walk the narrow road while longing for the approval of the crowd. Holiness demands that we break our allegiance with the spirit of the age. You will be called extreme. You will be mocked for your purity, your convictions, your refusal to compromise. But remember, the world also mocked Noah until the rain came. The world laughed at Lot until the fire fell. And the world crucified Jesus because they could not control him. 2 Timothy 3 verse 12. Indeed, all who desire to live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. This is not just a possibility, it is a certainty. If you are truly walking the narrow road, you will feel the pressure of the world pressing against you. And that pressure is not a sign of failure. It's proof that you're going the right way. Matthew 5 verse 11. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Let them mock. Let them lie. Let them misunderstand. Because you are not walking for applause. You are walking toward eternity. And one day, every insult hurled in your direction will be outweighed by the words of your master. Well done, good and faithful servant. Chapter 5. The Reward of Endurance. Hebrews 10 verse 36. For you have need of endurance, so that after you have done the will of God, you may receive the promise. The narrow road is steep, it is rugged, it cuts against the grain of everything in this world. And it will test you in every way, your convictions, your loyalties, your endurance. But beloved, the end of this road is glory. It is not paved with comfort, but it leads to Christ. Too many begin the journey with boldness, but grow weary under the weight of opposition. They were ready for blessing, not for battle. But Jesus did not hide the cost. He said plainly in Luke 9 verse 23, If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. This is the call to daily dying, to lay down your desires, your pride, your reputation, even your dreams, and follow the Lamb wherever he leads. There is no crown without the cross, no resurrection without the grave, no glory without the suffering. Yet for those who endure, there is an eternal weight of glory that no suffering can compare to. Every tear, every rejection, every scar gained in the fight for holiness will be turned to jewels of reward when you stand before the King. Romans 8 verse 18. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Can you see it? The finish line, the city not made with hands. The moment when the narrow path bursts open into heavenly light and you behold the face of Christ. On that day, you will not regret the sacrifice. You will not miss the comfort you gave up. You will not mourn the pleasures you forsook. You will only wish you had done more. This world is fading, friend. Its pleasures are fleeting. Its applause is empty. But eternity is real, heaven is real, and so is hell. And only those who walk the narrow road, the hard road, will enter the kingdom. Matthew 24 verse 13. But he who endures to the end shall be saved. Don't stop. Don't turn back. Don't let the mocking voices or the weariness of the journey cause you to compromise. Set your face like flint. Grip the cross tighter. Walk on. Because at the end of the narrow road is the open arms of Jesus. The scars in his hands will match the scars on your heart, and in that moment, the narrow road will have been more than worth it. Revelation 2 verse 10, Be faithful until death, and I will give you the crown of life. The cost is high, but the reward is higher. Press on, saint, the King is waiting. The time is short, the road is narrow, and the gate is straight, but the reward is eternal. We live in a generation that wants comfort without conviction, blessing without brokenness, and glory without godliness. But Jesus calls you to a different path, a harder one, a holier one, a road that will cost you everything, but lead you to everlasting life. Friend, if your heart is stirred, if you feel the Spirit calling you to walk that narrow road without compromise, then respond today. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Turn from the broad way that leads to destruction. Fix your eyes on Jesus and follow him no matter the cost. Because on the other side of obedience is joy. On the other side of sacrifice is glory. And at the end of the narrow road stands the King of Kings, waiting to welcome you home. If this message pierced your heart, if it convicted you, encouraged you, or opened your eyes, don't let it end here. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss a word of truth again. Turn on notifications so you're prepared, equipped, and ready for the battles ahead. And drop a comment below. Share your commitment to walk the narrow road. Let others know they're not alone. This channel is for the remnant, for those who refuse to compromise, for those who long to hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Stay watchful, stay holy, stay on the narrow road until he returns.